Good day, math learners! Welcome to session 4.3, Solving Problems Involving Circles and Its Properties. For today's session, we will be focusing on identifying the center, the radius, and the equation of a circle in standard form given its graph. So, our specific objective for this session is to identify the center, radius, and equation of a circle given its graph. Alright, so I am giving you three graphs here, graph 1, 2, and 3, and identify the center, radius, and equation of the circle given this graph of the circles. So let's begin with item number 1. Alright, so this is item number 1. Basically, the center of this graph is this point here, and this point is the origin. Okay, so this is the center of the graph, this one. Alright, so the center is C, and it has coordinates 0, 0 because it is at the origin. So here, the center, let's try to use the white ink, right? So the center is at 0, 0, right? Now let's try to find the radius. Okay, the radius of the circle is, let's try to use another color for the ink. So we just have to connect the center to any point on the circle. So that it will not be too hard for us, let us choose this point here, which lies on the x-axis and is also on the circle. And we count from 0 the distance of this point from 0. So obviously from the center, which is at 0, 0. So obviously the radius is 1 from 0, 1 to 2. So our r is equal to 2. Okay, so r here is equal to 2. Alright, now remember, we are asked to find the center, the radius, and also the equation of the circle in standard form. Equation in standard form. And we know that the equation in standard form is x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equal to r squared. So where do we find the h and where do we find the k? Okay, so given the center is at 0, 0. This 0, 0 actually, the first 0 there, which is the x coordinate of the center, is the value of our h. And the second coordinate, which is the y coordinate of our center, is actually our k. Therefore, we just have to replace the h and the k here, this h and this k, by this x value and y value of our, x coordinate and y coordinate of our center, of the center of the circle. So therefore, this would be equal to x minus, replacing h by 0, that's 0. Let me fix this one, that's 0. Okay, quantity squared. I cannot delete that because the feature here, if I'm going to use the delete the eraser icon, everything will be deleted. So let's just leave it like that. Okay, basta that's 0. Plus y minus our k is also 0 squared equal to, our r is 2 here, this is our r, is 2 squared. So simplifying this, x minus 0 is just x squared plus y minus 0 is y squared equal to 4. And this is the equation of our circle in standard form. As you can see, if your center is at 0, 0, you can just write directly the equation into this form, x squared plus y squared equal to whatever the radius is. Here we are given a radius of 2, so that's basically 4. It means that we don't need anymore to write the x minus h, the y minus k, because anyway, h and k are zeros, right? So h is 0, k is 0, so we can just write the equation directly into x squared plus y squared equal to 4. So remember that the standard equation of a circle whose center is at 0, 0 is x squared plus y squared equal to r squared. Let's proceed to example number 2. I mean item number 2. Right, so this is item number 2, and let's try to trace the center. The center of the graph here of our circle is this point. Yes. And let's try to find the coordinates of the center. This is our C, and the coordinates of C is, it is 2 for x, this one is 2, and it's 1 for y, this. Right, so it's 2 and 1. Now, if the center is at 2, 1, center is at 2, 1. Well, we already know now. We now know that h is equal to 2 and that k is equal to 1. Now let's try to identify, to determine our radius, the length of our radius. So from the center, we count to the side touching the circle so that it will not be too hard for us to determine the radius. We will just count directly to the right. Okay? So from this point up to here, straight to the right. From this point, this is 1, and then it's 2 here. So at this point here, from the center, that's 2 measures. 1 and 2. Okay, so the length of our radius, r, is equal to 2. Alright, so if r is equal to 2 and the center of our circle is at 2, 1, what is the equation of our circle in standard form? So going back again to the standard form of the equation of the circle, x minus h plus y minus k quantity squared equal to r squared, we have to replace our h and our k, substitute h and k by the values of our h and k, determined by the center of our circle, which is at 2, 1. Therefore, this is going to be x minus 2 quantity squared plus y minus 1 quantity squared equal to, the radius is 2, so this is going to be 2 squared. So finally, we have x minus 2 quantity squared plus y minus 1 quantity squared equal to 4. And that's it. We already have the equation of our circle in standard form. Let's proceed to the last example. Alright, example number 3. So let's try to find the center of our circle. The center is obviously this point here. And our center has coordinates. This is negative 2 for x, for that one. Negative 2. And negative 1 for y. So the center of our circle is at negative 2, negative 1. So now we know that this is our h and this one is our k. So how about the radius of our circle? What's the radius of our circle? Then, as I have said, we just have to count from the center to the side of our circle. So this point to the side, this side here to the right. So we have, from that point here, it's 1, count 1, and then that's 2. Therefore, the radius of our circle is equal to 2. Right? So the radius here is equal to 2. Now, what is the equation of this circle in standard form? So going back again to the standard form of the equation of the circle, x squared x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equal to r squared. And replacing the values of our h and k by this -2 and -1. So we have x minus -2 quantity squared plus y minus -1 quantity squared equal to 2 squared. Simplifying the left side of our equation, we have x plus 2 quantity squared plus y plus 1 quantity squared equal to 4. And this is the equation of our circle in standard form. And so that's it, math learners. I hope you have learned something today on our discussion on identifying the center and radius of the circle and its equation in standard form given its graph. See you on the next session. Bye!